hooty hoo. Uh-oh. Well, good morning, good evening, what it do? How are you? Hooty hoo. Happy Tuesday, too. I am the sound of money in your ear, dollar Avant. That's still double O. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. They call me the $1 billion babe, aka the pitch queen, aka the people's coach, aka Coach Dollar Bill. And you are in the dollhouse. This is the home of high value entrepreneurs. Over here. Okay. It's day 41 of this 100-day challenge. We're getting so much accomplished. I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud. I'm proud. We're locking in. We're locking in. There's so much to be done. And what I want to do today is give you what I promised you. I want to make sure that you know exactly how to make something that makes people want to literally just sign up for whatever you offer them, you know, the free offer. To start bringing people into your world. I want you to turn it into a machine that's just working. It's just like, why is this working? It's just working. I want to encode that in your business on today. So let's get into it, shall we? First thing, today I'm going to prove to you that lack is an illusion. It won't take me long to do that because it's literally science. Okay. So capitalism, you know, it wasn't built for us. It was built on us, but it requires you. Well, first of all, capitalism requires there to be winners and losers. That's like how it's designed. You know what I'm saying? It requires somebody to win, the owner class, you know, the king, the whatever, and then the people that lose, that are struggling, that kind of work for them. Because I'm just saying, I'm coming with receipts tomorrow. We're going to talk about it at length tomorrow, but understand that when I say all financial capital is social capital, I literally mean that. Not like, you know, not like you know, symbolically. I mean, no, literally. Like, I need you to understand. So tomorrow I'm going to tell you how Tesla and the Magnificent Seven, as they call them, these 7 tech companies, why they're so wealthy. I want you to understand why. The things that I learned about their actual cash flow, and like, I think this is public record, so don't get me in trouble. But the certain people who make all these devices that we use, I mean, not call no names, have so much money. They got like 16, almost $1 trillion, like cash, just like sitting in European banks. Like they don't know what to do with it. Like most companies in traditional capitalism, they have, you know, they raise a lot of money, or they, you know, they have hedge funds backing them or whatever. But then they turn around and spend 85% of their, you know, their budget, their revenue on employees, because they got and overhead. They got these factories and like all these people, a lot of stuff. I want you to understand that these companies at the top of capitalism today, the reason why they're not studying y'all and what we got going on, they're not concerned. They're not concerned because they only spend 1%. 1% of their revenue on employees. Where the rest of this money going? It's literally, you know how we got bankers? They're like banks. They have so much money. Okay, that system was only works. The reason why they have this much money is my point. Is because we all are providing free labor for those companies. I need you to understand, what does Amazon make? What product? What physical product? I'll wait. They don't. They win because hundreds of millions of people hit the site every day, every week, every month, whatever, and do the thing. The other vendors, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of vendors, millions, I don't know, put their product that they went and spent all this capital and did all the stuff and dug the stuff out of the ground and made the stuff and created the thing, and then they go put it on their site. We're all paying Amazon rent like a king, like a lord who used to own land. It used to be they owned the land, and they would sit up there and we would be the serfs, you know. And then if you cool with them, if you like friends with them, or you like in the circles with them, and you get, you know, a super high ranking position or something, then you could be like the lords. If y'all didn't watch Game of Thrones, you need to watch it, because they're trying to turn the world back into to the Game of Thrones. Okay, so because billions of people are free labor for Facebook, free labor for Instagram, free labor for all of these platforms, this is why they can command money the way that they do in the capital markets, because all financial capital is social capital. Somebody wins and everybody else works for them. So what if we could flip it? Instead of being on this artificial system that is terrible for people and the planet, where they mistreat the employees and laying everybody off, and the CEO make 200 times what the average worker makes and all this kind of stuff. What if we lived in a world where people who have humanity encoded in our DNA, not the ones who got co-opted, y'all, because I'm not gonna say sell their soul. People use that term. I'm not talking about that. I'm not even getting on the deep side of it. I'm just literally saying, how can you look at people that look like you, and you got resources, and what you do is you say, oh yeah, no, I'm gonna get mine. I don't care what happens to anybody else. That's not how we were wired. That's not how we were raised. Something happened to those people when they start doing all this crazy stuff, like you see, the Hollywood stuff. That's an energy. That's a frequency. Okay, that's the system, capitalism. So this is a war. We're in a war between humanity versus capitalism. So if we get off of that system, off of that energy, off of that get it at all costs, sell my body, sell my soul, do whatever I gotta do, whatever. I don't care who I gotta cheat, lie, steal, whatever. Get this money at all costs. Energy, but we still want to make some money, then you got to come over here and learn this system. Nobody teaches the system, so I'm teaching it to you here in the dollhouse. So today, I'm going to prove to you that lack is an illusion. Won't take me long, won't be before you long. And then I'm going to tell you how to create the first step in your ladder, okay? Because I need your business to be sustainable. I need you to be able to take a step back, to not physically show up, but yet still have money coming to you. Now, the good thing is the same principle that supports their version of capitalism, it's a universal law. So it also will support you in our version of capitalism. You still need social capital. But what you can do is create something, not deception, not illusion, not tricking people, and you telling them something for convenience, and then you come around and turn it into a surveillance state. Not like they do, but we can create a world where we're providing value and people want to be here, and they naturally are creating community around what we do in our work, and then they want to tell somebody else about it, and it becomes a thing. When you build community, when you go all the way through the processes, through the 7 C's of social capital, you can sell shoelaces. It doesn't matter what you're selling. They want to reciprocate because they're getting value from being in your community. So the number one asset everybody needs to be focused on is building community, not let me see how many units I can sell this month, because you can be transactional, but it's not sustainable. That means next month you got to turn around and go back and find some new people to sell to all over again. But what if you could build community the way the world was before capitalism took us over? We lived in tribes or regions, or however you want to say that. We lived in tribes or regions, and we were able to know that our needs were going to be met because we were all living in reciprocity with one another. It's a natural system, breathing in, breathing out. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And then that, like I said, that first ladder, that first step in your value ladder, making sure that you're bringing as many humans as possible from the world out here, from the distractions out here, bring them into your world. If you can build a community like that, and then when they get to where you are, they're getting value there, you don't have no money problems. Problem has been solved. We can spend our brilliance on something else. This equation can be solved. Okay, so we're going to talk about it today. I'm going to teach you how to lock into the frequency of abundance so that you can win all the time without having to play by their rules. Okay, so let us get into it. We're here in the dollhouse because my job is to help you graduate from hustle to habits by giving you exact playbooks. So we got to shift our identity from employee to entrepreneur and learn how to collapse time. Got to go faster by learning to build our business at the speed of money. There is a speed, okay? And so when you're ready to normalize this, making $10,000, $20,000 a month, like it's like breathing. Like, what are you talking about? When you're ready to normalize that, that's what we do here every day at 2 p.m. So welcome. And for those of you who hear some audio version of this somewhere, because there's a podcast happening, you can catch the replays in the Dollhouse 2.0. Okay, so let's talk about this. First of all, did y'all know? I mean, everybody's still going off about the Super Bowl and whatever. So, okay, fine. Because he had people watching from all over the world, Bad Bunny, he broke the record that Kendrick set last year for the most viewed Super Bowl. Okay, fine. It's fine. But listen, first of all, people want to talk about, oh, I can't understand what he was saying. Well, guess what? Some of us couldn't understand what Kendrick was saying. And I know he was speaking English. Some of us can't understand what Michael Jackson is saying on half the songs that we listen to. What is Michael saying? I don't know what he's saying, but it sounds good. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not focus on that. We don't know what Wanye, y'all remember Wanye from Boyz II Men? We don't know what that man was saying at some of them times. What was he saying? What was being said? We don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I want you to understand that words are containers for energy. Now, and I speak Spanish, and I know what he was saying, child, but because, you know, it's music. You can't understand it. You're not even mic'd up to be understood in that way. That was not the point. Now, I did find this fun facts. I'm just sharing my fun facts because this is what was happening currently. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to model before you guys. This is how you need to show the audience. Talk about something that they're already thinking about. Okay. So, fun facts. Y'all know how did y'all watch it? Anyway. It was supposed to be a sugar cane. It's supposed to be the island of Puerto Rico. That was a real wedding, by the way. Somebody actually got married on the thing at Super Bowl. I think that's cool. I don't know. It's either weird or cool. I'm not sure which. But all the like sugar cane was like people. It was humans. Because I'm like, how did they plant a whole field and then get off the field and they got 30 minutes? It was people. They were wrapped up in the plant thing, and they were all like, and they got in position, and then and then they did it. So I don't know. I think it's a massive feat in terms of how the camera follows them and stuff. I still think Kendrick was the best one, at least in recent times. We're not going to talk about Prince. We're not talking about Mike and Jay. Okay, but the point of me bringing that up, did you know like they had the alternative Super Bowl? Did you know that the whole thing turns out it was fake? It wasn't even live streamed. They filmed it several days ago. Everybody in the audience, they hired 200 actors. There were bots. What? There were bots. People were in the chat trying to chat and watch it and comment, and the chat wasn't working because all the comments were bots.
Wow.
They lied about the number of viewers and stuff. It was all fake. It was all fake, child. All fake. And that's what I'm talking about. That is the difference between the fake system of capitalism where they lie, cheat, steal. You thinking, oh my God, they're such a genius. They invented this thing, and actually they stole it from somebody and just put their name on it. You're like, oh my God, he worked and slaved. They tell you this narrative about how they worked so hard all these years. And child, no, he didn't. His uncle, his daddy was a Rockefeller, and his uncle got him the meeting, and the Department of Energy gave Elon Musk $500 million and said, hey, go figure it out. They didn't even have nothing invented. But we're supposed to think they're such geniuses. It's all fake. They don't tell you what's really going on. They don't tell you what the employee conditions are. They don't tell you what's going on inside. It's all fake. So that we continue to believe the lie. We continue to think that they are supposed to be in that position and we're supposed to be the ones struggling. They have to have anxiety. They have to have an underclass for them to maintain their power. So as soon as you can understand that, that's the first step to you getting off the system. Getting off the financial grid requires you to be free from what they've programmed us to believe is true about what's possible. We don't have to sit here and grind and work and hustle in 30 years and I might make, no, you don't have to do that. We get to control our reality. We have that power. We are human technology. The only wealth they have is based on us giving our time, energy, effort, focus, and attention to their platforms. So when we give that same energy to our own business, the people will come. And the people is what makes your business sustainable. That's it. That's all. That's it, y'all. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. So my job right now is to convince everyone that they have taken over the world and controlled us all by controlling our language, our calendar, and our emotions. These narratives about what's going on out here. And yes, it is World War III. Yes, it absolutely is already World War III. It's not going to look like World War II. They're not going to come with the bomber jets. And although I live not too far from this Air Force base up here, and they're doing some really strange stuff at nighttime, I'm just saying. But listen, it's not going to look like that. It's going to be, while we were mad at Trump putting the 8 picture of Obama and them that day, that week, do you know that China released a statement or a proclamation or something like, okay, the yuan is about to be the world reserve currency. It's on. They're going all in Whatever they got to do to make that happen, here we go. And then Trump turned around and said, okay, 12, I don't know, is it 12 billion? Must be 12 trillion, some crazy number that we're about to go and make us a private vault for rare earth minerals because we will not be beat by China. We're in a war right now. It's an economic war. And if China becomes, or anything other than the US dollar becomes, also Trump has been on national TV talking about he don't care. You know, I know if the dollar is weak, we actually make more money. So he's purposely devaluing your dollar right now. But we got time to worry about them posting something like they used to do in the 20s, as if racism went away. Why are we surprised? Why are we surprised? That just now, the mainstream is just not, well, maybe he might be racist. Oh, really? Oh, we just not figured that out. We don't have time. You know what I'm saying? So if we could just give our attention to learning these fundamentals, switching how we think, the same way they use language, calendar, and narratives to control us for hundreds, nay, thousands of years, we can do the same thing. Use language, your calendar, and control the narrative around your work and what you do, and you can work your way out of this and be rich and go head on, get your babies and get out the way. But people still got time to tell me, I don't need a calendar. I don't need to be on a budget. Time is money. So you need a budget and you need a calendar. It's the same. It's the same. It's energy. You have to manage said energy. What if you went to the grocery store? What if you were like, okay, I just need some food. You're sitting at the house. I need food. 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 Man, I'm hungry. I need some food. Man, if I could just get some food, somebody just give me some food. So finally somebody says, hey, if you go to the grocery store, they have food there. So for you spend like 6 months, like, yeah, oh my God, I could never get to the grocery store. So finally somebody makes a Black grocery store. They're like, this is just for Black people. All the Black people come over here, groceries for Black people. We can get you some food. So you're like, oh man. So now you leave your house and you go, well, if all the Black people going, you go to the Black grocery store and they say, if you want this food, you got to sit down in class. I'm going to have to teach you how the digestive system works. I'm going to teach you how to chew. You're going to take a test. You're going to do whiteboard and you got to pass these levels. You got to start at the bottom and then you got to come through all the levels. And if you don't qualify, you can't go on. But the people who make it to the end, we're going to give them some food. And you do all of this. That's what Black entrepreneurship programs are doing to us, by the way. Because when I tell you abundance is all around you, you can make money right now. You talking about, oh, if I could just get in Y Combinator, if I could just do, 500 startups and tech stars and all, somebody could see my genius, if I could just be acknowledged, if I could be discovered, if I could get on Shark Tank, if I could just ... then I would be somebody. You know what I'm saying? Then I would launch my business. It's like, no. So then they know that you think you believe that. So then they play on it because why? All financial capital is social capital. So they get you to now come in mass to their program. So then they go to the people who write checks and they say, look, we got people. So they get checks because you're there, but you never get the food. You know why? Because we don't want to control and channel our own energy and have any structures in place for how we use our time, what to do when a thought comes in our head, an idea and a spark, an intuition comes in our head. What do we do? What do we do with that? You don't have nowhere to put it. You don't have no bucket. You don't have no structure. You don't have no place to put the energy. So it's coming from the ether. It's coming through you and you don't have nowhere to put it. So if you somebody brought you a truckload of food and backed it up to your house and dumped it out in your front, our driveway goes down. All this food just outside, bags. If you brought the food in the house and left it on the floor in the bags, what would happen to the food? It would rot. You wouldn't even be able to use it. It's not usable. So I could give you a check right now, today. And that money would be gone in 18 months and you would not be wealthy. 99% of us. Because we don't have any structures, and more importantly, we haven't changed our programming, our knowledge. First thing we want to do, go buy a house. Then we want to go buy a mama house. Then we want to go get a car. Then we want to go, I need to have a little fun. Then it's like, I'm tired. I need to rest. And then it's like, oh yeah, I should invest. But you don't know nothing about investing. So you just do the first thing somebody tells you. It probably is not going to work. Because whoever told you that, they're getting fees off of your ignorance. So they don't care. They just gonna sell you the thing. You sign up for the thing. You get the thing. They get the money. You go ahead on. You hope it works. If it was 1985, it might work. But seeing as the entire global financial system is shifting right now, we don't know what we don't know. So we need to spend time. We need to spend time developing our mind, reprogramming our brain, and putting ourselves in a position where we can make money from the inside out, where it's not dependent on somebody making a way, creating a program and giving us a special designated, look. No, you can do this. You can do this. You can put the frequency out, lean into it. When intuition speaks, you capture that spark and have somewhere to put it, and make sure that your frequency and your nervous system is aligned with the highest, greatest, highest thoughts that you're having, and have a course of action, coordinated actions that align with that, and do that, and your whole life will get different. Now, who are you going to listen to? Somebody who's never done this before? Somebody who keeps telling you, oh, you can't be a 100 millionaire, can't be a billionaire unless you do something evil and awful. That is not true. That lets me know you don't know nobody who ever made that kind of money. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? It don't require all that. But it does require you to know how to do it this way, and not so you don't have to go sell out when somebody's like, oh yeah, I'll give you this, but then they always have a but. It's like that. Don't take the deal. I almost called a name. Somebody, black woman, 2 of them, 3 of them. I'm not calling no names. I don't do that here, but I'm just letting you know that they're very, very wealthy. They're very, very well known. And I'm telling you, they took the deal. When they started out, they were about the people. They were about this life. They were about community. They were out giving out food to people, organic this, and help the people with that. And somebody came. They came to me. It's a real thing. But they don't come like, hey, I'm going to offer you this deal. You want to be evil or not? They just slide in, and your spirit is like, yeah, something's off about this. Something's off. I don't know, child. Something's off. But they're like, yeah, no, I can introduce you to people. Yeah, no, I can put you in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, hold on, I'm already in the game. The game has come to me. You come to me because they already came to me. What are you talking about? But oh yeah, no, I can take you to the next level. I can get you in these rooms. Da 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 da. And it's not like, so therefore do some evil thing. That's not what they say. But it's like you take a step and you take another step. You take another step. And I'm telling you that a lot of these people took the deal. They were like, but we got some impossible meat that is literally impossible to digest. That's why they call it impossible. And I know that you say it's vegan, but all your black people finna come and eat this food. All of them. And we just need a market to throw, because we won't eat this food. We wouldn't eat it. Y'all saw the Campbell's man got in trouble. He said, but no. But this would be a perfect market. And we're going to pay these celebrities to come to your thing and come and taste your food on camera and put it on social. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. You're going to get all the people. And because she could get all the people, they gave her the deal, and she took the deal. She ain't the only one. Now, I done said too much, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, okay. I probably take this off of YouTube. But I'm just keeping it buck. This is what happened. Meanwhile, they stealing people's recipes and things. Listen, this is how it go. Just like, where do we learn this from? The W's. This is how they move. They do not tap into the energy, the creativity, and the frequency of abundance. They think they're better than other people. They think, oh, you don't know what you're doing with that. Let me take that. I got that. Let me take that. Jack Daniels. Like, how many stories have we heard? It's Black History Month, y'all. We invent the stuff, and here they come. Somebody write the song, and then, oops, can't call no names. Next thing you know, it's on somebody's album, and the artist didn't know it was on the album until they heard it on the radio. I wrote the song. How this is what we learned this from the W's. It's not in our nature to do this. And so we think we have to play those games to make money, and it's not true. The problem is we don't want to do this part. We want to do this work to create something from nothing, so it doesn't require that. So this is a classroom. This is a gym where we can develop these skills and get really good at this, so your family don't get mad at you. It don't have to take 3-4 years for you to figure this out. Okay? You don't have to go into debt to do this. You don't have to sell your soul to do this. You don't have to neglect your kids and go through all kind of foolishness and get a divorce to do this work. Okay. So that's the problem we're solving. Okay. So the first thing I got to prove to you, very simple, will take me 2 seconds, is that lack is an illusion. Okay. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. So shout out to y'all who are on the Zoom, Desta, Tracy, Micaiah, Asia. Shout out to y'all. And those who are streaming, I see you. I see you. So let us talk on today. Let us talk on today. Listen, we're learning how to rise. We talked about there's two paths. You can go up, you go down. You know, you get to choose that. Every moment of decision, every point of decision, you're deciding the outcomes of your life because time is just a record keeper. Time is just clocking where your energy was at any given moment in time. It never stops. The system never stops. So you can take 2 weeks off if you want to. The clock is still clocking. You know, how you say clock it is literally clocking your energetic frequency at any given moment. And that's determining your outcomes in your life. So the biggest job we have every day is to get ourselves aligned so we can show up and put some energy out in the world that's in alignment. There can never be a gap between your intuition and what you're actually doing, how you're actually showing up. This is like the most important thing we can do, right? So we're trying hard, we're doing all this stuff. We feel like we need stuff. You get to a point of desperation. I had to give this sermon to somebody in my family last night. I was like, see, this is why you need to be on in the WhatsApp. I don't have time to be coming home and then you call me on the phone with this kind of energy. Ain't nobody got time. You better get it. Listen, I said, we live by this energy. You can't be freaking out because you got this, whatever it was, a tax bill. I don't know what it was. Something that they didn't expect. It's like, there's no way. I don't know how I'm going to, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, And what I said to them is what I said to you yesterday. The hardest thing about being just a regular human and being a genius who's called to create worlds that don't even exist, which all of you are as entrepreneurs. We're visionary scientists. We're out here building this world. You know, the hardest thing, the number one skill, the reason why all these businesses fail, they don't develop this skill. You know what it is? You have to simultaneously be responsible and present in what's going on in your 3D reality. You got to deal with the bill. You got to call the people. You can't disappear, dance in the backyard with bay leaves and cinnamon sticks. And that's all. I think that's all. You got to do something in this 3D realm. But you also have to hold the energy in the unseen as if, like, whatever's happening in 3D that you don't like, you can't allow it to affect your emotional state and your nervous system state. So the skill is we have to hold both energies at the same time. Most people can't do that. And I'm like, you got to figure that out. Otherwise, you can't be around me. Like, you cannot be around me. I can't do freaking out. We don't bow our knee to money in my house, in my sphere, in my circle. What are we talking about? It's a dollar amount. We live by the energy. We are the value. We can tap in. We can figure it out. I'm not fit to argue with you and start yelling at people that's supposed to be close to me and treat people like trash and going crazy and they'll never know. Let me just do this and just, let me go ahead and get because I got to get what I need. What are we doing? This is energy. They talk about karma. You're putting something in the energetic field when you do that. We can't show up like that and then be like, I got it. Everybody got it. Theirs. I got to get mine. Like, no. But most people cannot hold both at the same time. That is the number one skill we got to have. It's counterintuitive. So the more you show up like, I need, you're pushing it away when you do that. So we got to master, same thing we talked about yesterday, it's this energy, this frequency of not needing anything because I am everything. How could I need anything if I'm everything? Like, what are we talking about? So that's why the first step in this is to give away something for free. That's how you start the ripple effect in your business. You're giving away value for free because I don't need nothing from you in return. I'm just letting you know. I'm just bringing it to your attention, to your awareness, to your field of consciousness that there's a solution over here that exists. For people probably like you probably need this. And guess what? There's value here. If you know what I'm saying? If you want some value, I got you. This is the epitome of the detached energy that is what creates abundance. But lack says, oh my God, I don't see it. I don't know what to do. It's an illusion. Listen, anything you could see, this is my science, anything you could physically see with your eyes, that's 0.0035% of the electromagnetic spectrum. So everything else that exists, for real, you can't see it. So by definition, if you're experiencing lack, that's because you're focused on this little sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum that you can see. It's an illusion. It's not real. You cannot tell me that on a planet of 8 billion people, or how many people we got, that we can't figure out how to get 37 people to pay you $500 so you can go ahead and get past, the 15,000 or whatever it is that you're struggling with right now. That's not real. It's an illusion. You're focused on this little bitty sliver of you're looking at the world like this right here. You're like, oh my God, I can't. It's nothing. I can't. And you want to freak out. You're making yourself so small. You have to make yourself small to believe in lack. I can hang up the phone. I can hang up the phone. You actually have to shrink yourself to believe that lack is real. It's an illusion. Okay? So the moment you zoom out, the moment you get into an energy of expansion, why am I talking? Why do I sound crazy? Why am I the crazy one telling entrepreneurs to walk like this and talk like this? You are the most powerful being. Do you understand? You are a human technology. You are an interface between the unseen and the seen. It's not that animals can't understand the unseen. They just can't pull something out of there and bring it over here. We can. We can do this. They have to do what they're programmed to do. We don't. We can take something that we can't see and bring it over here, and now it's the thing. Now everybody else is seeing it. Whoever does that, whoever could do that, gets all the money. This is how the system works. They know it. They rigged it. They took over our minds, and then they turned around and took over all the education and the media and such and such. So I'm not making that up. Go watch the Rockefeller video. Go watch the documentary. This used to be required reading or required viewing in my class when I teach the physics of money. Watch the documentary. I don't know if you saw it, Tracy. I think I sent it to you. I got to put it somewhere so y'all can access it. Listen, it was an intentional takeover. Rockefeller invented public relations. It's an intentional takeover of the way you think the world is. They want you to look through this little lens that they control like that. And that they want you to think that's all that there is. You know what news stands for? North, east, west, south. They want to control the lens through which you see the entire world, and whatever they say it is, that's what it is. You know what they didn't expect when social media became a thing? They didn't know. They didn't know. They were just building a machine that we could be the free labor and they can get paid. They did that very well. But you know what they didn't account for? The only thing that they're afraid of, the thing that they call the event. I'm telling you, Google it. Y'all can Google it. The reason why they have bunkers and stuff is not because they think it's going to be the alien invasion or whatever. I mean, whatever. But it's because there's one thing on this planet that they cannot control. And that is what the pure expression of a human soul. They don't know what we finna do. If we all come together as a community, if we all get creative, if we all tap in and we all just rise, it's like, you know what? I can do what I need to do. We all get off the grid. They don't know what to do with that. They can't do nothing. So the only thing they have is us being anxious, us being scared, us having lack, us not knowing how to make no money for real, us being stuck, us being nervous, us feeling like, okay, I can't do that because I'm going to mess up. It's slavery without the chains. It's more lucrative than the old version. That's why they're doing it. And when they get your money on that digital thing that they control the infrastructure, because it used to be whoever controls the land controls the people. Now, whoever controls this digital infrastructure, when time they get your money over there and they say you can no longer conduct commerce unless you do the thing with the digital ID and the thing they track, it's game over. So what I'm preparing is a group of people who are ready to just slide out the way. Because guess who's not going to be concerned? people who have assets that are not sitting all in US dollars, people who know how to generate abundance and have a community and know how to get some food and go know how to do what they need to do and get out the way. We're gonna be fine. Everybody else is gonna be trapped in a digital control grid. There's no reason for you to go through that. There's no reason for your family to experience that. But you can't keep believing that lack is an illusion because that's making you small. So over here, we're learning how to rise. We're learning how to rise. Anybody got to say something? I can hang up the phone right now. Right now. We got to rise, y'all. We got to rise. Okay. Go ahead, Tracy. What is he saying? Tell me what was being said.
But that's what I love about Michael. You know it's about the energy. So when you said that, I'm so down with this. So yeah, I agree. We don't know. We actually, more importantly, we don't care. We just feel it.
Thank you. And so that, like I said, that wasn't even my favorite Super Bowl thing, but I'm just like, child, don't matter what he's saying. All I know is revolution. That's all I see. All I see is black and brown people running around, freed up. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I saw. I'm just like, the energy was real. But there is a video, I need to watch the video. Somebody to break down of exactly what this man was saying. Because I don't even know which songs he was singing because I'm not enough of a fan to go like look it up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna figure it out. I want to have some more commentary on that. But yeah, you know what he said? Let me tell you what Michael Jackson said, according to us in elementary school. He said, I'm going to save my mama some barbecue sauce. I'm going to save my mama some barbecue sauce. That's what he said. Okay.
No.
All right. So listen, we don't do manifestation over here, by the way, because I don't use that word because it's overused. People go too far to go all the way left and it's too much. Listen, it's science. Okay. It's science. Everything is a vibration and a frequency. That's it. Anybody tells you that's weird, you need to run. Because this is literally, they're trying to keep you trapped in the system. So if there's a system, let me not say no names and call no nothing. There is a system of belief that tells you that when somebody says something about frequency, it's weird. They're trying to control you. They're trying to keep you in a lens like this. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this in March. I can't wait. If somebody grew up in church, let me know because I'm doing something just for people who grew up in church for real. As PK, that I'm gonna take the whole Bible and go through and show them everything I teach y'all over here. The Bible already said it. It's in the Bible. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun times. Okay, so you have to focus on frequency. What emotional, energetic signature are you sending out most frequently? Whatever you do most frequently becomes your frequency. Okay. People who are like, if you're getting the wrong type of customer or the wrong type of client, or some women, when I do this relationship class, because they keep asking me that, you're attracting the wrong type of ninja. Listen, you need to check your frequency, child. I need to know what's going on. But when you are able to kind of naturally have people coming to you, your phone is ringing, things are happening, you're getting offers, you're getting opportunities, that's an indication that you're on the right frequency. Things that feel natural to you, money keeps showing up in unexpected ways. It's a frequency. So when things like that happen, this is what you need to recognize. Think about a time in your life when just money just came and you were just like, I wasn't even looking for this. Thanks. You know, you didn't need it. You weren't like, oh my God, I need this thing. Okay, blah, 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 blah. You weren't in that energy. You were going about your day, going about your life, holding the frequency. And what I want you to do is that all the time. I want you to create a business that does that all the time. So my posts, my content, all of my systems, these 4 steps on this value ladder that we're building to bring people into this world that you're building for them, starting with this free thing, this lead magnet that we're going to talk about. We do this because this is who we are. It's what we do. This is how we show up. This is how I would like to provide value in the world. You know what I'm saying? And based on this is what I want to provide for people. And, you know, let it be what it is. And whoever comes, they're going to come. And then we're going to, okay, how many people came with that? We're going to tweak. We're going to learn. It's just that simple. You know, it's not that deep. We've been making it deep, and I don't know why, except for I do. They've made us small. We have to rise. We have to rise. Okay, so I had this quote. Let me see where I put it. Um, like one of the objectives of even being on earth, right, is not to make money. Far too many people are in a zone of I gotta go to school so I can get a job, so I can make some money. I gotta go over here, or even starting a business so I can make some money. It's like, okay, yeah, we want to make some money, but no, like, okay, no, like, okay, no, okay, a business is a vehicle designed. The destination is a place where you'll be making money. Okay. But personal development and business development are the same thing. Okay. So you have to get in a mindset where I'm here to enrich my soul. Okay. I'm here to obtain knowledge. I'm here to learn how to apply that knowledge, which is wisdom. You're going from motion to momentum to a place of mastery. That should be your goal. I want to be a person of mastery in whatever this gift is, or whatever this field is, or whatever it is that I do. I want to be a person of who can influence and impact those around me. You know what I'm saying? And in turn, as I do that, I'll be sharing all this gifting and this enlightenment and this value with the people around me, and my actions and my words align with that. And I'm serving people around me. If you show up in service, you'll never have to sell anything to anyone. That's how we're supposed to be showing up, y'all. It's not all this other energy. We must now deactivate. The way that I'm talking to you today must now become your new normal. Okay, that's the frequency of not needing, of being detached. Okay, again, what needing actually is an unnecessary emotional dependence on something that you do not have. If you're in a state where you feel like you need something, oh my, I lack this. Oh, I gotta have. Oh, I gotta figure. Oh my God, I gotta. You're taking your human energy outside of you, your most prized possession, the only currency in the world, and you are attaching it to something outside of yourself that you do not control. Needing is an unnecessary emotional dependence on something that you do not have. And I just told you lack is an illusion. So you have an unnecessary emotional dependence on something that's not even real, because you're focusing on the little blurb of scenarios where you don't have the thing, instead of zooming out to all the possibility of maybe there's another way to get the thing. Maybe it's already on the way. Maybe I thought I needed this thing, but actually I'm on the whole wrong path. You're limiting yourself. Okay. That emotional dependence is a problem because it messes with your internal certainty. You're saying, okay, I'm not okay until I get this thing. I'm not okay unless something external, dot, dot, dot. And that's the problem. That is the problem. That can't be in your business. It can't be, okay, I got to do this post because I need some followers. Oh my God, I got to get some. If nobody sees this, then what? It's the wrong frequency. Okay, if you focus on lack, what you don't have, you're creating that because you're that powerful. The universe is not concerned. It does not give you what you want. You get who you are. So, as a practice, as a daily, every time we show up, it has to be in the spirit of I have everything that I need because I'm everything. How could there be a separation between me and something that I need when I'm everything? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? What? How? How? It's an impossibility. It's like saying, I need oxygen. I need to breathe. I need to breathe. I need air. I need to breathe right now. Oh my God, if I don't get some air. I'm confused. What? Just breathe. The problem is we forgot how to breathe. So that's what we're actually learning in the doghouse. It's like, no, you can breathe. Like you can actually just go. Notice I don't say people or persons. I say humans. Go talk to humans and go get, it's gonna make some money. It's gonna happen. Make a connection, you got your currency. That's it. You know why? Because person is a legal term. A person is owned by the system out here. Human beings are sovereign just like you are. And you could choose to show up in your highest, greatest version and give value, and then they could see that and feel that spark and have and make a choice to rock with you. Instead of, well, I always go to Target. They'll get it from you. Well, I need to go to the big name studio and the big name celebrity person. They'll rock with you. They will follow their inner spark just like you following yours. It's a game of concentration. This is the only way to defeat this first part of the video game. Otherwise, you'll never make it to the other side without making some kind of crazy deal with somebody who's already over there. And they're like, well, we'll let you over here if we'll let you have some access to this shine and this light, this because everybody's, not following their heart, just following, this don't feel right, this don't look right, but I'm gonna do it anyway, child, because that's where the energy is. This is what people are doing. I don't want y'all as my client. I want the people who are heart centered. You know what I'm saying? This is why I get excited when I come here every day at 2:00. Let me tell you something. If you found yourself here in the dollhouse, your heart led you here. Your intuition said, come, you need to listen. I don't know how y'all got here, but listen, I truly believe that. I'm speaking to the audience of one. That's you that found your way here. You allowed your heart to bring you here instead of your logic and what you could figure out and all of that. You allow me to do this wax on, wax off thing with you, and it's shifting your energy. So keep trusting your heart. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be just fine. I have people who have graduated, so to speak, because they hate WhatsApp. Not like graduated from the energy, but they're like, oh, finally, you're on another platform. So they go over there. I love it. Find me wherever you need to find me. But just know that your heart led you here. Go with the energy, not what your logic says, and you'll be fine. You're tapped in. This is where the power resides. And that's why I honor this space as sacred. I really do. So, needing something puts your body in the survival mode, nervous system. We don't have time. Don't have time for that. Okay, your body language is going to change, your tone is going to shift, your energy becomes desperate, and then you wonder why don't nobody want to buy nothing from you, because your energy is bad. Your energy is off. Just so don't do that. How about we just don't do that? Don't do it. Just don't do it, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. So I think my point has been made. Lack is an illusion. If you feel like you need something and you come in an energy of needing, you have to be small, make yourself small to do that. You have to detach from abundance to do that. You have to accept the identity of somebody who is underneath the system of capitalism to do that, which means you'll never escape. When you feel like you need something and you focus all your energy on what you don't have, which is lack, the more important that is to you, the more space you're creating between the thing that you say you need. So if you want to collapse that, just don't need it. I already got it. What do you mean? What are we talking about? And if you get in a car, you go on a road trip and you're going to your grandmother's house or something, and you're like, yeah, so we're gonna drive, you know what I'm saying? We're driving to Charlotte, from Atlanta, we're leaving right now. It's not raining. They say it's gonna rain, but it's not gonna rain, you know what I mean? So I'm driving, I have my foot in the tank a little bit when I drive. So, it's supposed to be three hours, 3.5 hours, but we'll probably be there. See you 2 hours and 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? I see you when we get there. Okay, and you're in the car. Are you like, oh my God, I need to be to Charlotte, I need to get there now? Are you freaking out? I'm sorry. What is there something? Are you okay? Like, other than stopping at Buc-ee's, I don't understand what the problem is. Like, there's nothing. We're fine. We're on the way. We're on the way to Charlotte right now. And that's what it's like to grow a business, y'all. It's like, okay, if you really believe. See, the only reason you'll be freaking out is if you think your car don't work. If you think you don't believe cars are a thing. You don't believe automotive transport has been invented. Well, I know it worked for some people, but I don't think it's gonna work for me. If I put my key in the ignition, I don't think anything's gonna happen. I'm not sure. What if I don't? Da, da, da. What if What if I go? This I pull out the driveway, but then as soon as I get on the freeway, then it don't work. Like, what if it's too many people? What if I go out there and I can't get on the freeway? Like, I need to get on the free. Some people can't drive. They can only drive on city streets, and they can't drive on in the interstate. It's like social media. Like, oh my God, now it's a lot of people. Like, how can I find my place? Everybody else found the place. How come you can't get on the freeway and just get in the traffic and get in that thing and get what you need to do and then get off when you get to grandma's house? I don't understand. We're manufacturing these things, y'all. It's not real. So when they say traffic, these are words from people. These are people in nature words. So they say, oh, you need to get more traffic. You need to go online. You need to do this to get more traffic. That's the equivalent of getting on the freeway so you can hurry up instead of taking little back roads and state roads. It probably take you 10 hours to get to Charlotte. I don't know how to get to Charlotte without getting on the freeway from Atlanta. I'm sure there's a way, right? But it's like, no, if you learn how to get on the freeway, you could get there and go head on. You could be there in time for your meeting. Like, what? So learning how to do social media, learning how to create paths for people to find you and to start coming into your world is a skill that we need to develop. We cannot keep saying we're entrepreneurs, keep saying we need money, keep saying we you don't know what to do, and you don't have this skill and you don't have these systems building your business. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So if you keep staying in that energy, like, I need this, but I don't have it. I need my business to grow, but I know I'm not doing all this stuff I'm supposed to be doing. It's going to start repelling what you want because you're broadcasting the frequency of lack, whether you believe you are or not. It's distorting your frequency. You can't hold the energy and still be needing something at the same time. You can't do both. You create contradiction. So you try to do visualization, manifestation, and vision boards, and I believe, and all of this, but you feel anxious and you feel scarcity in your body, it's canceling out. You're magnifying the lack. You're creating more of that because you're focusing on it. Okay? And it's keeping the cycle going. So instead of saying, how do I get what I need? You need to think about shifting to become and embodying the identity of the person who already has that thing. Whether that's, because again, we need to reverse engineer this. How many customers would you need at which price point? You could go through your whole value ladder. How many customers would you need to make, if you're already making 10,000, whatever your next milestone is, but to make at least $10,000 a month in your business? Calculate it. How many sales? What we need to do? Blah, 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 blah. Then let's reverse engineer that. Okay, where do I usually meet people? What type of people do I meet? Where do I meet them? How can I do more of that? Okay. Okay, where are they online? Because everybody's online now, right? It's not 1965. It's not like you're trying to get people in your shop. People who get people in their shop, you know what they're doing? They're showing up online. There are very specific formulas for how to show up online, and then it builds a buzz. And then people will drive across the country. They will come from overseas to come visit a store that has a lot of attention online. So even if you have a brick and mortar, you still got to figure out how to show up online. So I don't know why everybody keeps acting like it's 1985 and like we don't have to learn this skill, but we must. Okay. So just develop the skill. What is it going to require from me? What type of person am I going to have to be? How do I need to show up? Operate from a different frequency. Okay. When things are easy for you, it's just normal. It's easy. It's standard. I'm desensitized. There's no emotional charge to it. It's minimized. It's whatever. It's like breathing. That's how you're supposed to feel every day about money, about customers. If you need 30, 34 customers to hit your goal, your annual, whatever you're trying to do. Okay, cool. It shouldn't be no, oh my God, how would I even begin? I don't even know where to. That lets you know you're on the wrong frequency. Okay? If everything is important, it's hard, it's like, oh my God, this never happens. I really need this. Oh, this is such a huge meeting. This is such a big deal. Oh my God, this is impossible. What if it doesn't happen? You're in the wrong frequency. So we got to cut that out. Just cut it out. I need you to normalize making money is as easy as breathing because abundance is all around you. Lack is an illusion, it's not real. We need to learn how to drive the car and get on the freeway. We got to learn how to get on the freeway and merge into traffic. And then the people who want to rock with us, they're going to follow us when we get off the exit and go head on to where you're leading them as a thought leader. That's the job. That's it. Okay. So identify something in your life that you easily manifest. Something easy, literally, like a skill, type of people that you connect with just really easily, opportunities or experiences, things that just happen to you all the time, like music. What are we talking about? I just got a bunch of friends that just win Grammys and write songs for all these famous people. Just whatever. And it's what? But I don't sit around like, oh my God, I wish I could sing. Oh my God, I need to. Oh, if I could just do. We were kids. I'm under the chair in choir rehearsal in my parents in the living room. Music was my first language, y'all. Before I could speak in full sentences, I'm harmonizing. Like what? It's like breathing. Therefore, it was not a big deal that all these record deals and opportunities came to me because I hold this energy. It's who I am. It's what I do. What are we talking about? I write songs in my sleep. Like what? Your business can feel that easy. I'm creating value. I'm creating spaces for people to hang out and show up. And what? It's what we do. We get together once a week. We do the thing. Everybody loves it. They come. I mean, if y'all were in a place that should not be named, it was out of control. The people who own the building were like, dog, what are you doing? What is going on here? I was like, what are you talking about? They're like, we don't have any events on the calendar. I was like, okay. They're like, no. Like the owner of the building, he comes and he's like, yeah, no. Like I'm driving past on my way home and I'm like looking at my own building and I'm like, why are all these cars? Why is the parking lot full? And I said, yeah. And he said, so I come in the building and the security guys, he's like, something on the calendar. He's like, no, that's dog down there. And the thing. so then, so then they got mad. So then they said, oh, this is what we gonna do. So he literally hired not one, two DJs, because it's a 54,000 square foot building. So that well, really the whole first floor. When you walk in on the second floor. But anyway, two DJs, like food. When I say meatballs and alcohol, this wasn't no meatballs. This was a spread. This was high quality snacks, a full buffet, and every kind of alcoholic beverage. Like this was a high quality spread. And I want you, because they were like, oh no, if she can get the people in here, we can get these people in here. And when I tell you that he pulled up about 30 minutes after this thing happened, he comes in the front door. This is a real story. And the DJ is playing, two DJs now. And all the food is out there and the staff is up there. And he's like, where's everybody? Do you know that everybody came in there, got their food, piled up the plate? Oh, this is some good food tonight. They can usually have all this. They got two plates and came down the back stairs and down the elevator, came in there where I was having this impromptu organic, was not even supposed to be a meeting, which is why this group started. And the owner had to walk all the way in there, walk down the back steps, and came in there and sat down in my class, trying to figure out what is she doing with the people. It comes easily to me, guys. And your business, whatever the value, the thing that you know how to do for people for real, all we want to do is build systems around that so that people can find you just as easily, just as simply. Not like like the chances of winning the Powerball. Did y'all know these Epstein files? That it's a distraction because it's the end of the world order. Okay, but anyway, they're just revealing stuff that if you had paid any attention, you would have known this stuff the last 15 years. But did you know that when he got arrested the second time, do you understand that 2 days later he won $85 million in the New Mexico Powerball? Do you know that? What are we talking about? What? Do you know the chances? It's like 1 in 350 million chance or something of winning the Powerball. Why do I bring that up? Number one, because that's not real. It was all orchestrated. But somebody paid him to take that L and go to jail. Number two, the chances of you physically walking into the same space at the same time on this huge planet and meeting another human that needs exactly what you got to offer, who's rocking with you, whose personality matches you, and all of that are so small because we're all so spread out and we're doing all types of things, and you're competing against Bad Money, you're competing against Netflix, you're competing against every other thing that somebody could be doing with their time. So if to build a business on the chances of physically meeting face to face every client that is going to require for you to be successful, unless you're charging 10,000, 50,000, you're selling some type of equipment that costs $100,000 or something, it's not sustainable. It's like buying a lotto ticket. So what we need to do is shift that same energy, talk to enough humans to know what those patterns are that we're looking for and how to speak and what they resonate with. I was so proud last night, y'all. We had a breakthrough on another pitch. Y'all be thinking I'm crazy, but doing the work and doing it again to get the clarity to make your worldview match with words that mean something to the people you're talking to, it's everything. Finally got a breakthrough. I've been working on this one because she had a lot of internal programming that she had to come out of a lot. We cracked the code yesterday. She's like, oh my God, I got my pitch now. Yes. Because also she pivoted. Like it was a lot going on. And she had, there's a lot going on. But now everything is open. Now it's just like breathing. Now it's just easy. So once you can bring that clarity, now it's time to get online. It's not optional. It's not like, oh, I'm tired. I've been doing it for a while. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, no, now it's time to show up online. Now it's time to become a master at this skill because there's only a few little skills you need. By the way, I haven't written my book on social media yet. I probably won't, but it'll turn into some kind of course and stuff. But there's a book y'all need to read. Gary V. Vaynerchuk is his name. His most recent book, all of them are good. His most recent one is called Day Trading Attention. Now, when I give you a book recommendation, it will impact your life. Matter of fact, the breakthrough that I just described was from somebody who came in that place that should not be named in the classes that I was just talking about and has been with me ever since. She's like, I know I need to adjust. It's B. And she did not let me go. She refused. She was like, I'm staying in this energy till I get this. I'm staying in energy till I get, she about to get 6 figures this year. She's about to hit 6 figures this year. It's crazy work. That is crazy work. Crazy work. But the first time she met me, she came to class, and I used to talk about the 5-star pitch and have the little green star on the thing, y'all know, on my whiteboard. And I said, there's 2 TED Talks you need to watch. One is mine. It's called What's in Your Water. The other one is called Start with Why by Simon Sinek. And you need to watch that TED Talk. You also need to go, and if you want to, read the book. She literally went that next day. She said, and I went on there, and it was the free book of the month on Audible or whatever. She was like, I couldn't believe it. She said she listened to that book over and over and over again. And fast forward, I'm telling y'all, yesterday, she had the breakthrough. And her pitch is so clean now. It sounds like her. It feels, she can embody that energy. It's something she can hold. It's not just some words she put together that sounds smart. So that authenticity comes through, that conviction comes through, and that's where the connection. Everybody she talks to is now going to be like, oh yeah, I need that. What we talking? How can I be down? It's going to work. It's encoded in there. It's like technology. It's like getting your software to finally run. And then everything is easy after that. Everything becomes easy after that. I need y'all to believe in the ease. Lack is an illusion. Abundance is your birthright. It's supposed to feel like breathing. Okay, so are we receiving that? Do we have resistance to that? I got just about 30 minutes to give you how to do this lead magnet. Anybody got something to say before we move on? I'd be jumping back coaching myself. You know what I'm saying? If you get in a funk, and listen, let me see. What day was that? It must have been maybe Wednesday or Thursday last week. I don't know what happened. I can't remember what it was. Something got my energy just all the way off. I'm talking about, I was like, you know what? I'm shutting it all down. Like, I don't have to be here. I don't have to do none of this. Like I have an attitude. I've had an attitude since I was 5 years old. Like I'm the problem. You know what I mean? So I got to that point. I was just like, you know what? Mm-mm. Do what for who? Why? Yeah, I already did this, but I don't have to do none of this. Type energy. And it was wrong. So all the things that I know I need to be doing, because that's the version of me that I said I'm going to do this, and I've made commitments to people. You know what I'm saying? I made commitments to make sure I get this value out into the world and leave this legacy the way it's supposed to be. I'm not taking my gifts to the grave. As my dad used to talk about that all the time. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. I feel like that's selfish. I'm not going to do it. If I know that in all my brilliance and taking over the world, I'm operating at like 47% right now. There's so much more. There's so much more. So when I got in that funk, I literally spent the whole day. I have a playlist on my YouTube with it's not inspirational, motivational. I don't know how to describe to you, but things that speak to basically what I'm speaking to you guys about how the system works and how powerful we are and what we're creating. If we start spiraling down, what comes with that? I sat right there, and then I watch some shows or something. Then I come back and listen to that. Then I go, then I take a nap. Then I get, and I come back. And it took me it was a big. I don't know what got me so down or so off. It took me like 36 hours. But when I came back, I figured out something that I've been stuck on for 6 months. Because y'all, I don't think you understand the level of global infrastructure that I'm designing also while doing this. And I figured it out. I was like, oh my God, I see it. I know what to do. Oh, I had one of those moments. But I wouldn't have gotten there. It was a moment of resistance. Every time you get ready to go to the next, like when they're leaving the atmosphere or whatever, the rocket, and it's all this, and then when you get there, it's like, it was just one of them. That's all. That's all it was. So you have to be committed to living by this energy and not allowing anything to mess it up. Go ahead, Tracy.
Yesterday was great. When you were telling us about the spiraling up and spiraling down, not staying in the same place. And today, I'm not going to say I felt like I was spiraling down, but I keep feeling like, okay, I need to make a decision. I need to know where my energy is, because this feeling that I'm neutral or just okay or just getting by, it's in my head. And then I think about the scientific word for inhalation is inspiration.
Correct.
And then you think about the Whitney Houston's movie, Waiting to Exhale, like this thing that we commonly do, we wait to exhale. So if inhalation is inspiration, we're constantly inspiring ourselves with our own ideas, our own breath, but then we are not executing this waiting to exhale, this kind of like choked up moment where we're afraid to move.
Guess what happens if we don't ever exhale? We die.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Yeah.
And you're right. Things should be that easy. So I'm just like watching the energy in the home. I'm like, okay. And like, I'm like, okay, I'm at the yoga studio now. I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend more time here because I have access. I've always had access, but now I'm like, this is where I'm going to center myself so that I can have the space to breathe and do what I need to do. So I am making the choice every day to spiral up, even if it feels like small steps and I feel like running away from myself. Because it's like a discipline that I'm like, yet you're right. There is no middle ground. There is no like, well, okay, let me wait till Wednesday every week. So I'm getting that feeling more now. So yeah.
That's beautiful. I love that. Yeah, we got to exhale, y'all. You hold your breath long enough, you're going to pass out. It's nothing good coming from that. You got to get the inspiration and then let it out. More inspiration, intuition, let it out. Like that's like breathing. That's it.
Yeah. That's where we at.
I love that. So let's talk about these lead magnets, y'all. So again, if you look at money with respect and awe, like, oh my God, or like rich people, you're like, oh my God. You know what? Money, the energy of money is going to look at you with disrespect. If you look at opportunities like rare, like, oh, that can never happen to me. Oh my God. They will come to you very rarely. If you treat your desired reality like a celebrity, it's going to treat you like a fan. I'm just letting you know that you got to equalize, you got to normalize. Of course, I'm making money. Of course, people are looking for me and checking for me. Of course, this is normal. Okay? The more importance you put on something, the more distance you are creating. Okay? Neutralize all of that. Get into a relaxed state. Do your breathing, do what you got to do until you can feel, the feeling of already having it and everything is cool. This is literally your job. Okay? And do that every day until it becomes normal. Being here is a good part of that. It's going to help you with that. Okay? And this is the last thing I'm going to say about this. To the infinite, think about the infinite. The place of source where everything comes from, where your ideas came from, where your talents and gifts come from, where your ability to even breathe or function, wherever that comes from. To the infinite, there is no big or small. So the difference between $1,000, $100, $10,000, $1,000,000, it's in your mind. It's not real. One client, 10 clients, one customer, 1,000 customers, a brand that's nationally known versus me and my mom, and that's it. It's all the same to the universe. So, just pick one. Hold the energy and watch to see what happens. Okay. So this is why these lead magnets are going to work. Okay. That's why it's going to work for you. This is your free thing. This is your gift tier. This is the way people are coming into your world. So when you meet somebody, the answer is not, I hope they buy something and then chase them down and hope they buy something until they ghost you. That's not how we're building a business. Okay. Meet somebody, we're inviting them to take another step with you. Even if that step is a discovery call, you're still going to give them, just trying to get them to get on the phone with you. Because, like, why? I don't want to get on the phone with you. I have other stuff to do. Okay. A lead magnet allows you to stay in the energy or the frequency of not needing these clients because you're giving value is out there without needing something in return. You're like, here you go, take this, no strings, do what you need to do. I know it's going to help you. If you got this problem, you need this. So go ahead and do that. And, I'll holler. I'm over here though. Go ahead on. That's it. It literally is the infrastructure that creates the frequency of abundance, starts to encode the frequency of abundance into your business. Okay. So then when you're dealing with humans and you give something, it activates the mirror neurons. Now they want to reciprocate. They want to do something back, give something back. It's a law. It's a universal law of reciprocity. Okay. So if you create something that's truly valuable, they're going to say, oh, wow, thank you for that. What else? What are we doing? I need to do something. You're like, oh, well, there's the next step that you could take would be this. And then they get more value. They're going to be like, oh, wow, this, what else are we doing? Like, it's a giving and receiving, sowing and reaping. Sun rises, the sun sets, the moon, the tide goes in, it comes out. Like breathing in, breathing out. It's natural. This is what your lead magnet is supposed to create in your business. Okay. So it's a complete solution to a very narrow problem that we give away for free or a significant discount, like $7, $12, $15, something super no brainer for people, right? It has to be a complete solution. So that means you got to shrink the problem down enough to where you can give them a complete solution in that one experience, PDF, whatever it is, a web workshop, whatever it is. Okay. Not everything you know how to do, not all the things they know they need to know how to do. One little thing, one very specific problem. It's either going to be free or super duper low barrier to entry. And it's going to help automate the filtering. We just want the right people. We don't, at this stage in the game, you don't have systems to support everybody. I got people still in this group. I'm like, child, stop. I was in Forbes. You don't want this smoke. You're not ready. If you were in Forbes on the homepage of Google and your phone starts ringing, you're not ready for that level of people coming at you right now. You couldn't handle it. It would break your business. Then they'll be mad because they're not getting customer service and they're not getting no support. And now you got a reputation problem out in the streets. You don't want that. You want to build this in the right order so that you can support the volume as it increases over time. I had a quote. Let me see. Can I find it today? I thought it was a really good quote. He said, in the beginning, you're fighting. Like when you're, let's say you're on a journey. And you're going through life and you're facing these moments of resistance. Every time you grow, you're going to hit that moment of resistance. But like when the plane is taking off, it's like, and then eventually it'll coast and settle down. Why? Because you're going to a new altitude. So it says in the beginning, you're fighting a wolf with a stick. It says then you'll be fighting a bear with a crew. By the end, you're fighting a dragon with an army. So as we progress, these moments of resistance, these moments like if I'm working out, it's not like I'm just not going to ever have to burn in the gym and get sore and do this lifting. As we progress, our problems don't get easier. We just have more resources with which to solve them. You just put more weights on. Okay, you said you want, how much you want to make? Well, if I can make $5,000, that'd be great. Okay, cool. This is what we need to do. It's this many people, this, we need to set up these systems. We need to need to be in at least this many people's field of awareness so that they can hear a consistent message from you, 1174, so that they can come in and do they have to get on the phone with you? Can we automate that? Well, some, it depends on what they, okay. And we do that. Give it enough little time, take the feedback that they give you, and boom, you hit that goal. Well, actually, I know I said 5, but really I need 15,000. Okay, so we take what we learned from there. Now we got to apply same energy, same muscle, same learning curve, but you got more resources, you got more reps in to do it. So the first time you do a lead magnet, so to speak, you might not really know what problem to narrow down. How can I take what I have and create a free experience that somebody can get from me without me physically being there? They could see something I got going on or see some content or hear about me and come into my world, even though they might not be ready to spend more than, $10. What could that look like for me? You might not be that great at it the first time, but do it anyway, because this is how we get better. Okay, so something that provides a complete solution or experience. Remember, if you have a food or a beverage or even if you were an artist or creative, when I say solution, I mean it's making them feel like they want to feel. Okay, it's something very clear. It's not like, oh, okay, that was cool. It's like, no, it took them from a place to a place. There was a very clear motion that happened. That's what I mean by solution. I actually solve something. Oh, okay, I see. They have to be able to see. If they can't see the value of what it was, it's not a good lead magnet. Okay, a narrow problem, not everything you can do, just one thing. And then this is what happens. Most people don't understand. If you try to sell your main, your signature, your core thing directly to people, maybe 1 out of 50, 1 out of 100 will buy something from you. But if you offer a free experience that's compelling enough, so you got to keep iterating until it becomes compelling enough that people want to do it. They want to get it and they actually read it once they get it. It's not like, oh yeah, I'll get this free download and they never read it. Something that they actually implement, something they print out, people tell me they print out. I'm like, I don't even have printouts of this stuff. They printed out the roadmap and they printing out all type of stuff and they got it up on the desk and all type of stuff. They actually have to use it. It has to become a part of what they, are doing every day. It's a breathing, remember? So you're putting something out and they're taking it in. So you got to give them something that they actually want. Okay. If you offer a lead magnet in a very seamless way, maybe 20 or 40 out of 100 of those people are going to get that. If they actually consume it, because this is an energetic exchange, you guys, and they get value, guess what? They trust you now in a different way. Then 20 to 40% of those people will buy something from you. Now we have a business. because business is just relationships with numbers. What is a relationship? It means I'm relating to another human. I'm putting something out, they're taking what I got, and then they're putting something back. And I'm taking what they gave, and I'm putting something back. And they're taking what I gave. That's a relationship. If you can do that long enough, they tell you, actually, this is what I need. Oh, for real? It just so happens I have something for that. Let me give you something for that. Try it. Let me know what you think. And then they try it because they have a relationship with you and they trust your word. They see you showing up. They're like, yeah, if she said I need this, let me go check it out. And then they get value from it. And then you're like, hey, how did that work for you? You're like, actually, I never felt better. I don't even know. Like, I didn't know water could do this. I didn't know my water was making such a difference. I feel energetic. Like, what else? And it's like, well, this is what I suggest you do. You really need the home delivery because, you can't be running to the store every time, drink a gallon. Like, you need to just have it at the house. We do home delivery. Y'all do home delivery? Yeah. So out of, all those people, 20 to 40% of them are going to ask for the home thing. Now I can count it by the numbers. Now I have a business. It's just that simple. You see what I'm saying? This is like breathing. This is not difficult. It's not difficult. Lead magnets is how we build trust without doing all the heavy lifting. We let the system do it. People make buying decisions based on if they can predict the future value of what you're going to provide for them. They don't know. They don't know if what they buy from you is going to deliver the value of why they're buying it. They're making a prediction. They're making an assumption. It's like when you walk into a room, you never been there. You walk into somebody's house, you never been there. You don't know. I had a big yellow couch in my office, kind of like Oprah's couch, bright yellow. This yellow like that's in my logo, and the back leg of somebody gave it to me. The back leg of the couch was broken, but we never sat on it. It was literally like a set in my office, and somebody put some books under there one time because somebody made the mistake. They had never been in my office, and there's all these other chairs. I got room for a team of 10, 12 people, and you want to sit on this one chair. They got all these books in front of it, but you want to go sit up. They found out when you walk into a room, you don't know these people. You don't know the furniture. You don't know who built it. You don't know the manufacturer. You haven't inspected anything. You believe that if you put your weight on the chair, it's going to hold you. And that's what you need to create is an environment where these customers, these future customers, have had experiences with you such that they already assume, they predict that they're going to get value from you if they lock in and pay your signature price. So how do you help them make that prediction? Give them something cheap/free that's already good and transformative. Give them some evidence so their brain can be like, oh, yeah. If the free thing is exceptional, they'll buy. If the free thing is mediocre or is not clear, they'll be like, okay, cool, keep me on your list, and they're not going to read none of your emails. Okay? The market is actually judging you on your free stuff. That's why we got to show up on social media. 99.9% of people, in fact, no, the actual, there's a study, 94.6, I believe, percent of people require multiple touches before they actually make a purchase. That's the environment we're living in now. So if you're not showing up on social and creating a narrative around your work, then you are stuck depending on face-to-face one-to-one sales and probably the lower ticket items of what you sell. You're capping yourself because they're not getting enough exposure to you to buy something more expensive. Okay. But they still, mind you, even if they're, seeing you or not seeing you, maybe they see you here and there, they still are going to form an opinion of you. And that collective opinion and narrative about you is influencing the 1% of people who do end up buying from you. Let's say it's a million people in the world. The 0.1% of people of those million who actually become your customers are being influenced by all the other people and whether they ever heard of you, do they work with you, what's going on with you, is, all of that matters. So we have to control the narrative. Why do you think your president keeps saying this is the greatest country ever and we're amazing and we've never been greater? And he could possibly They have some mental challenges, but also the people that follow him, they're buying into the narrative that he's communicating. And as long as the people around them in their little neighborhoods and bubbles, they keep repeating the same talking points that he's saying, as long as everybody else feels that way, they're gonna keep rocking with him. He knows this. He came from television, y'all. He's good at a narrative. I'll give him that. So you have to make your free stuff, which includes your content, but also your lead magnet, so good that people who've never bought anything from you, think of an artist, think of Bad Bunny, think of, Kendrick last year, think of, I don't know, I don't want to name no more famous people because everybody's canceled, but think of your favorite artist. How many people are super duper famous? You know them, you probably know some of their songs, but you've never actually purchased a song from them. You hadn't bought no concert tickets. You're not a customer. But you'll get into an argument about who's the best singer and who's the best rapper. Non-buyers also can be advocates. Non-buyers can also tell other people about you. Non-buyers can also defend you when somebody try to hate on you and ask questions about you. Non-buyers create social proof. So the more you're outside, the quicker your buyers are going to go ahead on and buy something so you can get out the way. This is how we build a business that moves at the speed of money. We have to be outside with lead magnets and content. Content so that you can get the people out from whatever they were doing. Now they pay some attention to you. And then you invite them to this really cheap or free thing. Like it's a no-brainer. So now they're closer to you. We just are removing the distance between you and this person. And then get it until you get a real relationship. And then now that we could predict what they're going to do, because we know what they like. We've asked enough questions. And now they can predict this is going to be valuable. You're going to get a transaction. That human interaction is going to turn into a transaction. That's your currency. That's your flow. You keep them happy. You give them the thing. Now they're in the community. Now they're in the world. Boom. And the system keeps bringing you people, bringing them closer and closer and closer to you. That's literally all. Doesn't it feel like breathing when we talk about it this way? So give away the secret sauce. Give away, listen, nobody's paying attention to nothing you got going on until and unless you can communicate your value. That's why I teach the 5-star pitch. People ask me, how did I raise $2 billion in venture capital? And half of that was from a hammock and all that kind of stuff. How did I do that? It's the 5-star pitch. You want to know how to do it? Just put your email right here and take this thing, watch this thing right here, blah, 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 blah. And I'll give you, the video is already on YouTube, but go down there and do the thing. And I'll give you the exact worksheet so you can develop your own 5-star pitch. Okay. But what we discover is it's not that easy to really nail that language. So then if I was going to sell something, let's say my whole business was just this pitch stuff. Okay. Then it would be need some support, need some help developing, putting the 5-star pitch together. Want to know how to use that in your conversations with people, in a networking scenario, in a sales meeting. How do you apply this? Where actually the 5-star pitch is a part of what I call the Afro method. So if you want to know how to do the implementation, I'm teaching a workshop. I do it once a month. It's $100. This is the only sales training you'll ever need. So you give away the secret. You sell the implementation. Okay. This is how you make a scalable business. Okay. So if I made cookies, I could give people cookies all day. Oh, I love these cookies. Every time I come, I want to make sure I buy some cookies. Okay, cool. But if I wanted to scale my business like out of control, or at least fund my own scaling, let's say I wanted to sell my cookies worldwide, that's going to require all type of, capital, so you can have the distribution and all the things that go into having ingredients and being able to do it at scale and do it in the right facilities and all this kind of stuff. Okay. It's a lot of expenses involved in that. You know how I would raise my own capital to do that? I would teach people how to make the cookies or some other baked goods or whatever. I would teach people and let them come into this community, and so they can recreate that experience without me personally making the cookies. So give away, ooh, that was amazing. Then sell the implementation. Fill up classes, $100, $200, cooking classes or whatever. Take all that money, because you can reach anybody. That removes the distance between you and anybody. They could be on the other side of the world. And then now you have the funding. If you just must have a terrestrial business, which is not how these billionaires are making money, but it's fine. If you just simply must sell a physical product to people, you could fund it yourself and buy you some assets while you do it. And you would have a community now who's checking for these cookies when they get in the Whole Foods and get in the stores on the other side of the country, because you've done this part of building a group of people who are checking for you. And the best way to do that is to give away the secret sauce and then make the implementation available for sale. And people always come back to, well, if I give away my best stuff for free, why would anyone pay? Because they want implementation. They want transformation. You could teach somebody how to do Facebook ads, but if they get in there and do it, that's not their main thing. They want to pay an agency to run their Facebook ads. You could teach somebody how to implement and check the website, but at the end of the day, they don't want to do that. They want you to come in there and run and do the website. We teach somebody how to lose weight, but they still need a coach and a guide to walk them through it. And that's what I'm saying, y'all. Information is free. I mean, people can Google this stuff. There's nothing you're going to teach somebody that they can't Google it in some form or fashion. Hopefully you have a better version of it or proprietary, method or whatever, but they can find it. Okay. It's the implementation. It's your specific framework. It's how you show up, how you work with your people and your clients and your fingerprint. That's what's valuable. So you can give away all this information, and we're selling the experience that only you could provide. Okay. So 9 steps and we're done. This is literally step by step how to do it. Pick who this lead magnet is for and what it's going to solve. Okay. That's number 1. Then how this lead magnet is going to solve that particular problem. How are you going to deliver it? Because that's, there are all these different formats that you can do that. You're going to give it a name that actually matters more than you think it does. Make it very easy to consume. Make sure it is good, like high quality. Okay. Give the next steps of what they would do after they finish consuming this thing. Then I want you to go out here and test it and then scale what works. Okay. So picking the who and the what. Be specific. This might be a subsegment of your, overall audience, your ideal customer. Specific, not entrepreneurs. Who specifically? People who are making less than this amount of money, like Black creatives or Black visionaries making less than this amount of money, who are struggling specifically with what? People keep talking to me about imposter syndrome. So I could make a lead magnet about that. Okay. And a very specific, narrow problem that they have. So how to price their services without undercharging, instead of saying how to grow their business. It's too vague. So when I start talking like this is when y'all better call dog, because it's hard for people to be like, okay, well, I know I'm sounding vague, but how do I get there? You need to do a session so we can, it's like having a big block of marble. We got to get in there until we get it. You know what I mean? So who is it that we're serving with this particular lead magnet? And what are we helping them to do? So tomorrow I'll be able to share it with you guys, because I'm making a little Notion page. Everything is all organized. And I'll show you what I mean by specific when I say specific lead magnet. Like you'll see the title of it and you immediately know I need this. Like you didn't read no copy or nothing. Like, oh, I need that. Sign me up. And it almost goes viral because people can see immediately that they need it. So you got to get crystal clear. Okay. And pick how you're going to solve this problem in a lead magnet. Either depends on where they are on this journey. Okay. If they don't know they have a problem, you got to make them aware. So one of the lead magnets that we did years ago for Opportunity was the 5 myths about bottled water, or about water specifically, like drinking water. Because people don't know what they don't know. So I'm like, for example, did you know that when they tell you to do, you have a boil advisory to boil your water? That's like the worst thing you could do. And people are like, and I'm like, yeah, because if it's heavy metals in the water, you boil it, it's going to concentrate. It's making it worse. Like, it's not going to do anything. It's not like purifying the water. So sometimes you have to reveal the problem that they didn't know they had. Okay. So like doing an assessment, like a website speed test, like a posture or analysis of some kind, audits, quizzes, and things like that. You're helping them to assess or to become aware of a problem that they didn't know they had. Okay. Another way that you can be very specific about how you solve the problem, you could give them a taste, just like giving them an experience, right? So a free trial, a sample, a free first session, or a demo. A lot of software companies obviously are doing that. This is their lead magnet. It is sign up for a 7-day free trial. And if they're really good, they have an email sequence where you're hearing from them throughout the 7 to 14 days. And hopefully you go in there and try some things and do some things. Okay. And you can limit, the number of what they have access to, the quantity, the time, or all three. Okay. Third way that you can be very specific about how you want to solve that problem in this lead magnet experience, you can give them one step out of many, right? So if I teach you how to do a 5-star pitch, but then I'm like, that's actually just one part of the 5-star system. You need the Afro method, you need all the 7 C's, you need to get a 5-star website, and all these things. You need to reboot your whole situation. So if you want to take this 5-star reboot so you can actually get some money in your business, come over here, right? So you solve the first problem. There are many more problems after that. So like if you give a free little mini course on one aspect of a problem, a free, let's say they need 3 of something and you give them the first one for free. Or like a demo massage Brittany does, but you're not going to get the benefits unless you do this on a repeated long-term contractual basis. Right? You got to be just as specific about how you're going to give them this offer, this free experience, as you are about the problem you're solving. Then pick how you're going to deliver it. You could do it with software, tool, spreadsheet, calculator, template, dashboard, assessment. You could do it with information, course, workshop, video, book, report, checklist. You do it with a service, something that you do for them for free. Or you can do it with a physical product, a sample, book, a tool, maybe swag, but only if it's directly connected to what you're actually selling. Okay. Pick something that's connected to a pathway towards what you're actually selling, not just anything you can do for free. Okay. So again, we're not giving out t-shirts and mugs with our logo on it talking about we're gathering leads. No, you're not. Okay. Now, here's what we want to name it. We actually need to name it. The better you get at this, the more you're going to actually name the stuff, and you're going to see why it matters. You want to actually tell them, you need my such and such blueprint. You need the ultimate guide to this. You need the LinkedIn Bible. You need the 5-star pitch. It makes it a thing, right? You need the $13 million sales deck, whatever. You need the AI video playbook, the whatever. The ultimate guide to LinkedIn in 2026. Okay. Like that. Because it lets them know exactly what value they're getting. So they're not confused. And so they want it. So it's not like, okay, yeah, I'll put my email in there and then I forgot about it as soon as it's like, no, I need this thing because I need to know top 3 mistakes that people are making in 2026 when it comes to, launching a business. I need to know what it is. So I'm going to actually read it. That makes them engage. Okay. So you can actually test that out. But for now, just think about giving it a name and attaching meaning to that name so that they feel like they need to go through this experience with you. Okay. Make it easy to consume. Again, if it's information, you could do a little email mini course. You could do a PDF. You could do audio, video, little physical book, whatever, ebook. It doesn't matter. If it's software, it could be your mobile app or whatever, but you need to make sure it works for everybody. If it's services, you got to figure out an easy way for them to book, a free consultation or all your little discovery calls and stuff. That's even more important for y'all. Instead of being like discovery call, like name it. This is our such and such checklist assessment thing. When you leave this session, you will have what? you will know what you will have some kind of deliverables, not just, well, I'd love to talk to you sometime. No, I don't want to talk to you. Okay. So anyway, make sure it's really, really good. Give away the secrets. And then when they're like, well, I need help with this, hold on, I need more of this. Now we can have a sales conversation. Make the free thing so good that they're like, well, if the free stuff is this, then everything else they got must be amazing. Okay. So solving the complete problem, not halfway, completely. Make it better than some of y'all competitors' paid products can't do this. I know my 5-star pitch is killing it. I know everything I do for free. It's killing the game out here. I know this. This I know for sure. Okay. My other free lead thing that we had was where we, for Aquagenuity, you put your zip code in and it tells you already, it tells you what's in your water, what what's going on just based on your zip code. So then the question was like, well, what's in the water in my house? Hold on. This is because we'll just tell you at the end. I mean, this is for your area, but this is the EPA doesn't actually have, street level data. We're the only people who have that data. Well, I would like said data. Okay, you need to buy a test kit. And that's how we sold 800,000 of those things. Very straightforward. Very straightforward. So your lead magnet has to be so good and so different because there wasn't anywhere else to go put your zip code and know it was in your water. I mean, not in anywhere close to real time. Still isn't. Except the people that tried to copy from us because they got mad because I didn't buy the company. But that's another story. So deliver fast value. Don't make them wait. Give it to them in the first 5-10 minutes. They should be getting value. Okay. Reveal the next problem. Okay. If you got this, boom, you're well on your way. You're on the path. Now, here are the next steps. You're a thought leader. It has to be very, very clear. This is what I'm solving for you now. They're like, oh, I see that. And it's like, yeah, okay. You see how that works? If you have a sweet tooth, this is how you need to be eating. You can have the same taste and do all the flavor and without all that sugar and stuff like that. But if you really want to change your health, you really need to get on our meal plan because, this is, it takes 90 days to reset your body, whatever that is. You're telling them the next thing they need to do. That's how you bring them on to do more transactions with you. So I'm done. Questions, comments, concerns, challenges, feedback, personal stories, perspective, and story time. What y'all got? Go ahead, Trace.
Do you think a $7 product versus a free product is better? And does it make it easier to collect like email addresses, credit card information, or to actually have them have some type of commitment as opposed to having it completely free?
If you're going to sell a $7 product, you would have already given them something for free, even if it's just content. So whether it's an article or like really great videos, they would have already seen something from you to make them want to do the $7 thing.
Okay, beautiful.
Yep. And if you do that way, I like a good paid lead magnet. I do like that, but make it so compelling. Again, it's just like, oh yeah, no, I need this. And the more people are talking about it, the more, they're seeing it looks good, it looks appealing, or it has a name or a title. The value of what they're going to get on the other side of that is so clear. So connect your content to it. You understand? So your content needs to be so clear. So that, again, y'all got to remember, as we going on social, as we're getting in traffic, getting on the freeway, we are not race car drivers. Okay. Our job is not, have you ever seen these guys that are zipping in and out of, I don't know what's going on out here in Atlanta. They need to stop. That's why I don't even drive no more. I haven't driven since 2021. What we doing? I'm gonna get a truck. I'm gonna go back to driving. But I had to take a break. And they're just doing all that. We are not here for that. So you're not an influencer. You're not here to just, here's my opinion for today. See you guys next time. Because that's a completely different business model. Okay. And even that has rules. Okay. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking to entrepreneurs who have a business, something that they want to sell to humans. Product, service, or solution. And I'm teaching you how to use social media to bring more humans to you more effectively. Okay. So it's not just like, let me talk about what I want to talk about today. Because it does work. You can do that. But that's like I said, an influencer business model. So you have to have hundreds of thousands of people watching you before you could really figure out how to monetize that. And I know people getting 2 million views and don't know how to monetize that. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about figuring out how to have a conversation that your audience is already talking about. So even if you start by talking about current events, bring it back to something that's related to what you actually sell, your product or service. And that, that, like, I keep modeling this in front of y'all every day. We talking about Michael Jackson and Super Bowl and all type of stuff, but it's related. But you're in the conversation now, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, yeah, okay, facts. And then you're like, ooh, and then you learn something. Now you got value. And then it's like, if I were to be like, okay, so now guys, you got to make all your content make it make sense. That leads naturally to this thing. And whether you sell it or offer it for free, it will be the natural next step for them. That's what you want to do. Anybody else? I love it here. I just want to say that again. I want to say that every day. I love it here. Thank y'all for being here. This is such a special community. I feel like it's a sacred space. You know what I'm saying? Where we get to just show up and just, get some reps in of being our greatest, highest version of ourselves, and have some practical tools that we could take back and go out here and build this thing we want to build. Because everybody else is living in the 3D. They're looking at you crazy. Child, you've been talking about this for 6 months. I don't see no money. I don't see no customers. I don't see what you're doing. Da, 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 da. Like, it ain't for you to see. What are we talking about? I'm building. I'm working here. This is chess, not checkers. Like, I need y'all to have that level of confidence in what you do. And then knowing exactly what plays to run and trusting the energy as you do it so that you show up in service. And that's what activates the system, man. You're going to have such great conversations with people. It's going to be amazing. So I want everybody to drink your water, mind your business. Understand that they said the scripture actually says the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. This is what I need you to understand. Knowing the truth means experiencing the truth. The way that you experience, I'm giving you a bunch of knowledge, but it doesn't mean anything until you go out and apply it. Applied knowledge is wisdom. And if you show up with wisdom, that's where the money resides. Wisdom, literally, you cannot operate in wisdom and not tap into abundance. It's impossible. It's impossible. Go ahead, Trace.
That reminds me of in Haiti, when I was there for my year of silence. I remember I wanted to visit a place. It's like a museum, not a museum. It's not a museum, but it's a 365 door place. And I asked someone, I said, hey, do you know how to get there? Do you know how to? They're like, yeah, I've been there before. I said, so do you know how to get there? They're like, well, you only know a place when you've walked there. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was fascinating because the person had been there in some way, maybe on a car or something. But they said, until you walk somewhere, you don't know a place. And I understood that because there were many times I was lost in Haiti because there are no road signs. Mm-hmm. And I realized it was only the places I walked to with my own feet, my own volition, I knew how to get back from. Mm-hmm. And I knew how to move through and navigate. So I always think about that even in my day-to-day, that I have to experience it. And I think that's what they're saying. Sitting there, like you said, getting a grant or letting fireside chat type stuff. This is not giving you the actual experience of going out and doing the work. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So we're normalizing greatness over here, y'all. And once we tap into that and we tap into wisdom, it's impossible. It's impossible for you not to run into smack dab into abundance. So go collide with your greatness, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, I gotta go. We're out.